All right. Um, let's see. Today I'm going to talk about dating. I think that as I get older and I've had, my interactions with women and things like that, I think as time goes on, I just, strongly believe that relationships as we know them, they have to evolve into something different. Um, the reason I say that is because a lot of times I think the traditional ways of going about, a relationship, the old ways of courting and meeting this one chick and dating just only her until, she gets your hand in marriage and all this other stuff. I just think that that's dead. I think that that way of life or that way of dating has been dead. And, I mean, me personally, I think it was never realistic. Um, Let me just go back and first explain my thoughts on relationships and dating. Obviously, like probably like a lot of us, when I was growing up, I wasn't told, how to date correctly. I wasn't instructed on how to successfully be in a successful relationship. So, just like anybody else, I had to learn through trial and error. And also from watching my peers do it and watching friends and family be in their relationships and marriages and watching how they do that. But as time went on and I had my own relationships and things, I think I began to, uh, it just, I think a lot of it began to be pointless. Um, Today in today's society, we have social media. We have this monster that's always in the background, and I think it's a tool, and it can be a great tool for growth and destruction all at the same time. The thing about social media though is that it gives you this this sense that there's a lot of people, that there's a lot of options, and to be completely honest with you, I mean there are a lot of options, and people are constantly bombarded at you every day, every single moment. um I just think deep down inside that human beings, that we weren't designed to be monogamous. I think that that's just something the West did over time, that they tried to indoctrinate a lot of people, especially through religion, obviously the Bible, Christianity, Islam, not Islam, but definitely Christianity and Catholicism and things like that. I think that they really try their best to control people, especially in the West, with monogamy. And even the foundation of marriage, I was reading some statistics today, just talked about like back in, let's just say 2021, from 1990, like the average marriage will last 8 years, and then the average second marriage will last 10 years. So, you know, the fact that a lot of marriages don't even end in death as they should, a lot of marriages end in divorce, you know, and I think going forward, like we have to realize that because our world has evolved to be, much more technological, connected, and that I think those relationships where it's just you and this one person is just kind of like a thing of the past. I think so. I think that's also, I think because monogamy is also the reason why you have people who cheat like crazy and marriages that fail. Obviously, you have finances, but after that, you have um like can you really sit there and deal with a person forever? You know, people change over time, and we're not always going to be the same person we was today, 5 years from now, and 5 years on from that time, or whatever like that. And I think that putting all your stock in one person and making them think that they're gonna be your all and your whole world, I think that's the wrong way to go about it. To be completely honest with you, like I think that's why a lot of things just don't work. Is that we put too much stock into another person and we want them to be our end all be all, our happiness, and then also comes that sense of entitlement to that person or ownership to that person. That's male and female. Like you know, so for me, I looked at those qualities like those that's not working. People don't want to feel, and nobody wants to feel like they're owned, and nobody wants to feel like they're under rules. I think sometimes maybe a few people do, but I don't think nobody wants to feel like they're under control. And I think monogamy has a thing where it can make you feel like you're not in control. For me, um, what I had to do in my mind or my brain to evolve what I think love should be or whatever like that. And it's a hard road, but I decided that it's either two ways it's gonna be done for me. Either stay single, that way I don't hurt anybody and I don't feel that pressure to be somebody's everything. Um, I just don't like and then I'll never, you know, if anybody gets thrown in my face, I'll never get mad. No one can never get mad at who I'm talking to because it's always open. It's always, free. Or if I do get in a relationship, I prefer we both have our freedom. For real, for real. Look, I know it's weird, but there was a lady that I wanted to. She asked me, in a relationship, and the honest thing is for me is I don't believe that I can sit here and honestly hold your attention for 20 plus years, 10 plus years, uh, you know, confidently. I know I can't. I just don't know how I can honestly sit here and say that I'm just willing and consistently put in the time with this one person for the rest of my life. It's just like, bro. And on that same vein, I don't expect them to be all into me for some 10 plus years, 20 plus years. I don't see that as being realistic. I see a lot of these moments being just momentary, just moments really. I just started to realize that maybe I should just shrink this down to moments. Because what you'll realize is you'll put in a lot of time with a partner. You'll put in years, and sometimes you may feel like you get nothing out of it. You may feel like you're not getting nothing out of it. That sucks. Like that's why I think for now it's like either I'm gonna stay single or we both just gonna be free together. I love you still, but we just free together. Because at the end of the day, like I can't hold your attention that long. You can't hold my attention long. I just don't believe in it. And at the end of the day, the world is smaller. People are constantly in your face. Temptation is higher, and marriage, really, be honest with you, is an institution that was really, you know, filed under the religion for control. To be honest, it was just really for control. So, and property. The original thing for marriage, they would just wanted women to do business and property. They married into the family for strategic business moves. And I tell women to this day, like, well, since I don't look at y'all as property, I don't want to get married. I don't own you. I don't want to give you my last name or anything like that. Like, I don't want to sit here and have the weight of a whole nother soul on me, especially when it's hard trying to deal with my own self. So I just think that dating, eh, should evolve, in my opinion, uh, to be more open and aware of the fact that the world is just a little bit more different than it was, maybe when our parents were growing up. So I just think that the world is changing shit, and until it changes, I think for dudes, I think it's best that sometimes a lot of times we stay single. Um, I can tell you one thing from dealing with a lot of women in my life that I love them, but man, like a lot of dudes will lose their life and destroy themselves over chasing women, over chasing the cat, man. And it's like I think for dudes, like that is our biggest downfall. I always, want guys to stay focused and chase something much more than women because you'll learn that after the deed is done, is this really, what does it really do for you? What does it do for your legacy chasing some little tail here and there? Like, what does it do for you? It's cool for the moment, but it's like it isn't. It bills got to get paid, still. So the way I always see it is this: right now, if you're a dude or anybody, it's probably just best to work on yourself and and have it where you date people based on you deal with people based on the moment. But I wouldn't commit though. Committing in this world is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of foolish because the internet, like people treat dating like fast food. Men literally got rosters. Women got hella rosters of dudes. Like they'll have 7, 8 dudes they talk to at a time. Sometimes dudes might have that much, and nowadays, well, I guess a lot of dudes ain't getting that much play. Still, women getting the play, but at the end of the day, like I'm saying is this: like it's just a game. It's just a game. Like, and you only going, and it's a game you really ain't gonna win that many times. So uh, yeah, that's just my thoughts on relationships, and, and just why I think they should evolve or that I just stay single until they do. All right, I'm out.